In addition to that, Twin Blade Stance is the only one where you're able to dodge or guard cancel out of the startup animations of an attack.
It's the only one where you're able to dodge.
The name's Keller, but you can call me Commander or Sir.
Hey Troopers, thanks for coming back to another video. Over the past couple of weeks, we've gotten a lot of good information about the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor game released by IGN. First, I just wanted to clarify some things from the last video. I am very excited for this game, and yes, I do agree that not all games should be an open world experience. This was one of the hopes that I had initially for the game before the gameplay trailer was released. Regardless though, from here on out, I'll try to do my best to explain my thoughts on the reasons why in future videos. The combat showcase is probably the biggest thing I'm excited for. In the video, we got to see 4 of the 5 different stances that we can use in-game, and 2 of them being new additions. The single-bladed stance is nothing too fancy. This will be our well-rounded stance with medium range and medium power. A simple solution to any job, with its special ability being a thrust attack that hits a single target. The dual-wielding bladed stance is the balance between single and double-sided. From what we heard on IGN, on this stance, you take more damage faster, but you have a wider array of combos, and apparently some of these combos require you to pause a bit before continuing the combo. But this is probably the biggest piece of info that we heard. This is the only form that you can guard or dodge cancel out of a startup animation of an attack. For the other stances, you have to commit to an attack once started, likened to the Dark Souls and others like it. I've personally never played Dark Souls, but I have played games with similar game mechanics, and this is a personal opinion. I really don't like any game that has this forced animation you can't cancel out of. I do foresee many annoying deaths while playing, but that's okay. I mean, the challenge really comes in the fun, or the fun comes in the challenge. Yeah, that's it. Double-sided is also nothing really new there. Just like before, the stances. This stance is ideal for crowd control, but its major downside is that it has a longer startup time. The cross-guard stance is probably going to be one of my favorite stances, and the only one that I will use primarily. This stance was described as a high-risk stance. You have more power, but you have a slower attack time. Also, understanding spacing is going to be a lot more crucial to this stance. Once I saw this though, I really liked the idea of like a Templar style of Jedi wielding a massive claymore saber slash like lightsaber style. If there's any armor cosmetics in the game, I'm gonna put that on and make this guy look as much knightly as possible. I do wonder though, because I want to use the crossguard primarily throughout the entirety of the game. So I wonder if there's any achievements that you can unlock from playing only one style or a couple of styles primarily throughout the entirety of the game. That would probably be a really good challenge. Real quick guys, before we go on, I just wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor, Raid Shadow. I'm just kidding, no one's sponsoring this channel. Actually, the real sponsor is you. Yes, that's right, you. Thank you guys for watching this video and for liking and subscribing. If you haven't, you probably should. It really does help me out as I'm trying to build this channel and create content to the best of my abilities as I can for you guys. So yeah, thank you. The final stance that we have is the new blaster stance. From what I could discern from watching the IGN videos, you'll probably have a limited amount of shots that you can use, and to replenish your shots or reload those shots, you'll probably have to defeat enemies, kill enemies, and that'll replenish your ammo. I wonder what kind of caliber it's going to be. If it's something like a larger caliber to hit heavier, tankier enemies, but there's fewer shots in between, so like you only have like 6 shots, like a revolver type. Or if there's something else that explains why you only have fewer shots. It wouldn't make sense, well, I guess it would, to have a blaster that shoots it's not a one hit for even like troopers. Well, I guess troopers and droids would be one hit anyways, and then also, how would you do that with the stance? It'll be interesting to see, and I think that was the reason why they didn't showcase it, because it's something they want to leave kind of hidden and to explore for the first time once you get the game. But yeah, that's something that'll be interesting, is how do they balance he's holding a blaster and then is it like a dual wield style and you shoot with one hand? This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious. Anyways, I did not do a good job in thinking through my thoughts and explaining my thoughts there, but that's okay. Each of these stances will have their own skill tree, and you can only select 2 stances to use at a time. You can change between these stances at each save point, but you can only use 2 of them, which in my opinion, I think that's a good thing. You have options of abilities, but limitations on how and what to use. The force abilities that you have will also have its own skill tree, and there's a skill tree for your basic life improvement stuff like your health bar and your stamina bar. All in all, this looks really, really promising. I was really excited to see the combat footage that they had in each different stances, in the 4 stances, the 4 of the 5. There was a video that IGN released also talking about some of the puzzles and optional locations to explore. I think that's pretty cool. It'd be actually also pretty interesting if you can't progress further in a puzzle location until you have certain either abilities or equipments, like with your droid. So later on in the game, if you get those, or if you finally get other things to upgrade him, you can go back to those locations and continue the search and complete it. That would be an interesting take if they do that. That'd be cool. The biggest thing I personally am anticipating from these locations is the Easter eggs and the stories and the history in each location. Just like the side stuff. Completing the puzzles is fine by me. I'm not a big puzzle guy. I just like the environments that's there, and also the Easter eggs that, you know, like, oh yeah, I know where that's from. And I think those things are interesting. Probably more interesting than puzzles for me personally. So that's what I would be looking forward to. Also, thinking about it, if I want to completely max out my skills for only 2 stances, so my primary would be the crossguard and the secondary would be the blaster stance, then I definitely want to go to these locations to explore what's in them in order to get more skill points to further progress those stances, instead of playing through the entirety of the game and only relying on what's given to me by campaign. In relation to the locations, the optional locations that you can explore, I wonder how they're going to implement the enemies that you've already killed. Do they pop up again and just reanimate and you have to kill them all over again to get to the location, or can you simply jump to the save point that's right there near, if there is one, near the exploration locations? Yeah, we'll just have to see, I guess. Later on this month, IGN will be releasing a full review of the game, and that'll be interesting to see. So if you wanted to hear my thoughts on that whenever that happens, then be sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know down below, what is your favorite stance that you're looking forward to using? If you want to limit yourself to just a couple, or if you want to try to implement all of them in some way, shape, or form, let me know. Otherwise, that'll be all from me. Thanks for watching, and we see you guys next time.